Hello, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Selmar Electronics International, our webinar session today with our partners from Honeywell Fire Solutions. With us today is our friend Veronica. She's Senior Territory Manager from Honeywell Fire. She will be with us guiding us in this webinar to learn how to manage CLSS. Good morning, Veronica. How are you?
Hi, hello everyone. Good morning. It's a pleasure being with you today this morning or afternoon. I don't know where you guys are. Um, but I'm looking forward to spend this hour together learning about CLSS. If you guys have questions, I think Karen, you do have
Yes, we'll
the
have
list.
a chat box that you guys can type in your questions. Try to put it in only one text box, so it will be easy to handle all your requests. And at the end, we will read them to Veronica, and she will address them. I'm just
Sure.
giving like one more minute because I see more people connecting, getting inside of our platform. Thank you, everybody, for taking the time this morning to join us in this session.
Yeah, and with us is also Jonathan. I don't know if you can see, but he's our CLSS expert and he's around here, so he will be also supporting us today.
Perfect. Good morning, Jonathan. Welcome to the team this morning.
Hi, team. Thank you, maybe for your questions.
Well, I think we can start now.
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Let me take control of this. Okay. So, well, thank you. Welcome, everyone. We're going to be talking today about CLSS. CLSS means Connected Life Safety Services, and this is how our agenda looks like. We will be talking about what is CLSS, their benefit, who does it serve, what is the architecture, some tools that we're going to have, and I will be showing you also how does the software looks like. What is CLSS? So CLSS is our software. It's an end-to-end system solution that facilitates. Oh, give me 1 second to put here my pointer. Okay, it's a point. Okay, you can see it now. Yep. That it facilitates installation, testing, and all the service, like all the service that we do maintenance. How do we get access to CLSS? We can have it in your mobile or in the laptop as a web service. Why did Honeywell decided to create this system? So as you can see, we live here in our life safety division. This is what we do. We try to save life, but we can only control since we install the detector, we install the panel, and almost we can control what the information gets to the 911 or the monitoring center or station. So the reason why Honeywell decided to do these was to shorten the time that usually takes 6 minutes total from the smoke detector to the dispatcher. And what we're trying to achieve with CLSS is improve that time and make it shorter. So once the fire alarm goes off, the monitoring center knows exactly where the fire is, and then it can let the fire department know what's the location of that fire. So this is the main reason why CLSS was created. Here are some of the benefits that your customers are going to see. Your customer meaning the end user customers, and this is how you can sell the solution and give the benefits to them. They will see a minimized disruption and cut time, because you will be able to know the status of each devices, to know what's the life of that device, and then you can plan with them, hey, this device has been here for more than 6 years, 5 years, it's time to change it, or this device has a lot of dust, now it's time to be replacing. So it will disrupt and cut downtime time, because you will ideally try to minimize all false alarms. They are going to prove compliance. This is something I'll show you later on. You can generate reports that are NFPA reports, so that way it tells them everything in the system is okay, everything is at 100%, and you are compliant. And of course, the real-time visibility, which is our most valuable solution, that it can give you, the integrator that's managing all the system, the visibility, and they can also see it. They can have notifications set up to their phone, even on the app or their email. So if there's a fire, they will receive, both you and the end user will receive the notifications about that. So what is the the va value added that you will bring, that you will see? You will get system reliability, because you're going to have real-time visibility to the solution, meaning that you will know when a device is going to go in trouble, if someone put it on test mode, if it's, as we mentioned, on fire. So you are going to know exactly. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter if you are on vacation or you went for work to the US to do a training. You will know exactly what's happening with your customer base and how their system is functioning. Uh, it's redundant, but you're going to see the compliance, because you're going to be able to verify it, and the report is going to tell you this um, this device passed the inspection, it didn't. And of course, efficiency, because you will know before sending your guys out to the field which device is the one that's giving you trouble. Meaning, okay, I know there's 2 or 3 smoke detectors that are giving me trouble, so you already are sending your technician, or you're going on the field with those smoke detectors that need replacement, or either if it is a smoke duct detector or a pull station that is giving you the trouble. So instead of going back and forth and, oh, I went there and it resulted is a module that's giving me the trouble instead of smoke detector, and then coming back to the office, you are minimizing and reducing costs for your operations. Who does it serve, CLSS? As we already knew, we talk about the end user, we talk about you as integrator, but also the fire marshal can have access to these if you give them access, the central or the monitoring station, as well as the 911 center and the first responders. This is something that we haven't done in the territory, but if you're looking forward to do it, please let's work together to do it, because it would be our first time doing it in the territory. But I just want you to know this is a possibility. So every person or industry or company that you register in CLSS, it has different profiles, and you will be able to give them access to only receive fire alarm notifications. So they don't receive all the troubles or the testing or additional information that CLSS. So it is for you to customize it and to give that peace of mind to both yourself, the end user, and the dispatchers. Also, what are we going to see in CLSS platform? So we can install the license as Modbus or BACnet if you need integration. If you're using Fahrenheit, which is our enterprise brand, you are going to see the software, the HFSS. So it's also going to be embedded in that CLSS platform. And that software is for programming. You're going to have the CLSS tool suite. In that tool suite, you can do battery calculations, power supplies, and a lot more like other solutions that you can do with the tool suite. And of course, do what we already taught, right? You can monitor, you can test and inspect the system. How is it done? We do it with the pathway. Consider that the pathway is our solution for Firelight and Silent Night, but it also it's a universal solution for any panel that has a communicator ID or NACT card. So it's a universal pathway as long as that communication in the panel exists. Also, another way to do it, if you have Fahrenheit and you have a big system that has, I don't know, let's say 3, 4 panels connected in a ring style as a network, you can have the gateway, which would be the solution here. And it will also connect the information from the network panels to our CLSS platform. I was going to ask if there's any question. I don't know, Karen, would you like to see if there's any question before I jump into the...
Yeah, sure. I reviewed it a few minutes ago. No, we don't have any. You
No?
can continue for
Okay.
now. Thank you.
Okay. Perfect. Um, and how does this all work? You're going to have what we call your branch here, your CLSS integrator branch. That integrator branch is going to go under the distributor branch, and the distributor branch it's on the Honeywell CLSA site manager. So whenever you want to start with the CLSS and promote it, just know this is the architecture. Your branch is going to go under Silmar branch, and Silmar branch is hosted in our Honeywell CLSS site manager. And from here, of course, you can give permissions to the end users about what information they're going to get, either if it's the fire alarm notifications or the troubles, or they're going to have access to see the entire system. And so I'm going to be showing now how the website looks. And here we're going to be seeing the remote connectivity, the reports, any event notification, and how you can manage your services and your inventory of each system. So give me 1 second to change. Okay, can you see my screen? Yeah, I think you can.
Yes, yes, we
Yep.
can see it.
Okay. Okay. So this is your CLSS software, and oh, I cannot produce a point here. Can you see my mouse moving or not really?
No, not yet.
Not yet. I don't know if I can do that. Um,
Try it again.
no, the pointer is not coming up. Hmm. Well, I'll do it without the pointer. But as you can see, this is it's going to be your main
We can see your
dashboard.
mouse now. Yeah.
Oh, good. Perfect. Perfect. So this is going to be your main dashboard. Here is going to show you everything that's going on in your system. So as we can see here, for this specific example, there's one building that has a fire, and we have 0 buildings with supervisory mode, but 2 buildings that has trouble in it. Here you can see which are the buildings with fire. This is the integrator test building, and you're going to see all the recent event. So you're going to see, okay, there's, the fire went off uh, in these sites. So this is going to be your main dashboard where you see all the information about all your system. And as you can see here, it depends on where your all your clients are, but if you have clients that are all around the island, you're going to see all your little dots in the islands. Or if you only have, as this case it is in Mexico, you will see all the buildings that are specific that you have in this system. We can also do by recent events, that those were events that already passed, and you have these both solutions, right? And as you can see here, we have 9 buildings total that we're monitoring. Other way of looking at it, this is a nice one, because you can filter. So you can filter, and it's going to show you all the events that has happened. And as we can see here, there was one today, and there was one today and one on February. So it gives you the history of all that has happened within your system and all your clients that you're going to have here. If you want to just filter by which are those that has troubles, because you need to get those troubles clear and take an action, you can see all the list of the troubles. And of course, you can do any combination that works for you to filter. Once you have the combination that you would like to do, that you want to see, you go to export, and you export all the dates that you want. So if it's only the last 24 hours up to the entire year, you can do that. The other nice feature is the reports. So this is what we were talking about, the compliance aspect of CLSS. You can create reports. And let's say your technician goes there, you have 7 devices that are in trouble. He goes there, he opens the CLSS apps, and what he do is taking pictures of those devices. So here in this case specifically, it was done on November 26th, and he tested 2 devices. As we can see here, one pass, one fail. And it has open correction actions or close correction actions. So that means the open correction action that was there was already completed, and now it's closed. And you can, of course, download the report. You're going to see how easy it was. It took me less than 1 minute to download it. And you get the NFPA report. So this report, it is with the NFPA template. It gives you all the information as which is the client, right? Where the address is, whether it was completed or not, when it was done, and what was the test plan. I apologize, this is in Spanish, but here it says the test plan was for pull stations and for um, valvulas. I forgot the name of that, but like modules. It's for modules. It says it's accepted and who accepted. that report and who tested it. So you're going to know which technician did it and who accepted it as the end user. These bulletproof you. So if you have the signature or the accepted person that went and did the walkthrough with your technician and verified that everything was good, you have it here. And um, for this specific report, of course, we have the basic summary, we have the summary of all the testing, which ones the devices that we tested. It was one panel, one, in this case, it was a module, and both of them were tested 100%. Only the fire passed, but the module failed. Here are the signatures that we mentioned already, like who accepted it and who tested it. And this is the part that I want to show you. So this is the open correction actions and solution summary. Here, this is where your technician goes, takes a picture, and said, for example, in this case, okay, this is it's giving trouble because, as you can see here, there's some water. So there's water getting into that smoke detector. And what is the open solution? You write here what's the issue, what's the corrective action that needs to happen, and then it goes to the testing part. As well, it says if it passed, the visual inspection passed, the functional inspection passed, and you can be as creative or as you need, right? Like you can put here your devices or whatever thing that you identify that's impacting that specific system. And this is it. It tells you specifically all the information. Of course, this is up to you to write here what's the model, what's the serial number, the description. It goes as detailed as possible as you wanted it to be. But this is what bulletproof you and both the customer to make sure that your system is up to date, is compliant, that everything is working. And if in this case it's something that is not yours, because this happens, right? We have a trouble and it happens that someone with a box was walking and then hit that pull station, and the pull station is giving trouble, but it's because someone hit it, it's broken or it's disconnected. You take the picture, and that's your proof that it was not something wrong with that pull station, that it was done by a third party thing that messed up that device. Okay, so that's the part for reports. And as you can see, you have as many reports as you want. You can test it as many devices as you need, or when you're about to handle a project because you already finished it and you need to talk to the firefighters, you test all your system, put it here, and just download it and give it to the fire department. Another solution that we have is a compliance manager. So what the compliance manager does, it follows up on all the open correction items that you have. So based on those report that you did, you have open correction items and closed correction items. So everything that hasn't been fixed, for example, let's say in that example of the pull station getting hit, that the wall got broken and now you cannot connect or you cannot install that pull station to the wall. And the open correction action is that now the wall needs to be fixed in order for you to install it to the wall. So that's an open action. And by doing this, you're able to follow up everything, right? You have all the information that you need. You know exactly what's happening at your side, what needs to happen, what is the status. And this is all the value that creates to you and how it can help you optimize your operations and be more efficient. So here again, you have all the customer names, all the open correction items that you need, how many devices, how many buildings, in case you have one client that has 3 or 4 buildings, or that has 5 or 7 locations throughout the island. You have all the information here. And if we click, it gives you the detail of it. But as we don't have anyone, you won't see it. And of course, it tells you the open inspections, the ongoing inspections that are happening. So we go here, and then, okay, so we know now that none of these devices has been tested, even though we have 5, none of them has been tested yet. If in this is the case, we have 3 devices of 5 that were tested. So all the information that you need, it's in this portal. Or another thing that you can see is you can see all the devices that you have installed by customer in total or by client. Here is an example. It says, okay, customer Bodega 1 has total of 2 devices. Fiesta Inn has a total of 212 devices. And if you open it, you get to see the details of how many buildings are in that specific client. So here, right, we are specific in Fiesta Inn, and we can see that it has 138 smoke detectors, 38 pull stations, 21 security devices, 8 heat detectors. So all the information, again, I'm repeating myself, but you can see, be as specific as you want and give you control of the entire systems that you are either installing or doing maintenance to that. The These are other ways of you can see it. The same if you want to see by panels, by gateways. And I think this is it. If you can have your all the profiles for your system, so all your customers, all your employees, and then you assign to each one what are the sites that you want that person to see, and you give them access to whatever you want that person to see. Okay, add existing. Let me see. Oh, this is to assign a contact. Give me 1 second. Jonathan, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
This froze. We cannot go anywhere. Let me just go back. Okay, so to the point, you can add as many contacts as you want, different profiles to that specific person. If that person needs purchasing, if that person is a technician, if it's an administrator, you can add that, and you can do what notifications do you want that person to receive. You want that person to receive only the troubles, only the fire alarms event, only the test mode. How do you want that person to receive it? Do you want that person to receive in the app, by email, by their app? Jonathan, are you doing a test?
Sorry, did you hear that? Oh, yes. Sorry.
Yes, we did hear that. So that's Jonathan doing a test. But Jonathan, I think I'm not in the right portal for us to see the test going on.
Yes, you can go to events, all events, and there you will see. Because right now I am using the customer uh, bodega one.
Let me
You
go
need to defeat
to
the
reset
yeah,
to all
bodega one.
customers.
Change the customer.
Okay,
There you go.
okay. So that's the setup Jonathan has as our demo. Oh,
Sorry, I closed the window.
Jonathan, the camera. Yep. Okay. So that's the setup as you hear the that alarm that Jonathan just triggered. That's something that you can configure in the portal. So it shows you that's how it's going to sound. So if you have a monitoring station that is controlling that, that's the hear or the sound that you were gonna get once there's a fire. So it alerts everyone in that monitoring station that there's a fire happening.
Yes, another important thing here to comment is that you we have two different tools to manage. You will have our app, CLSS app in your cell phone, and you also will
Mhm.
have our web app. So the one Veronica has been commenting is that
This one.
you will have your web application open in your PC, and you will have those kind of notifications by sound in your PC. The other one is the one we have. I don't know if it's clear here. All the CLSS events can arrive like a push notification, like another application like WhatsApp or another ones. So there you can see how all the events are getting to your cell phone. I also with all the customers, I prefer to say that CLSS platform is a very good translator from our panels, because you are getting all the information, uh, even if you are not in from the panel, and even if you are not trained about how to read, or how to move around the panel. You can get all the information there in your cell phone, and you can have all the information by customer, by node, by building, and by detector or model. So you will have all the information there. Here,
Yep,
here you are seeing this firewall panel. Here we are showing our pathway communicator. This one is the red one, connected to this panel by the alert or the ICT PCB card. So this is the demo that we are showing here with you,
yep.
and everything that
And
I am moving there is arriving there.
yeah. And Jonah, can you pull up the alarm again so they can hear it one
Yes,
more time?
sure. Just give me some seconds. I will try to trigger this. Here I'm using a magnet. Mm, This sometimes takes some seconds. Mm, there you go. There, three new events that the platform is showing there. Veronica, in your PC, you
Yep,
can see three new
yep.
events, four new events,
So here
and
it
also we
says,
are
yeah,
receiving there. 1 second, and here you can see that all the events say now, and there you can see the name of the customer. The sorry,
yep,
So everything is in real time. So it takes some seconds just to get all the events, the alarms through the system to you in your cell phone or your website.
yeah. But as you can see, Jonathan, he's in Mexico. I am in Florida, and we got the information within less than 5 seconds. So it is a very reliable solution that will give you and your clients peace of mind. And of course, it's going to help you with all your maintenance and planning and reducing cost of all the back and forth that happens when we have a trouble and we don't know what it is. Um, Janan, is there something else that you would like to add?
Not from my side, just if there are some questions, we are very happy to answer that. So from my side, it's okay. So go ahead, please.
Yep. Karen, do we have any questions?
Hi.
I don't think we do, right?
No, we don't have any questions. If you guys,
Oh,
anybody on the customer side wants to type in some questions now, is the right moment to do it. We have Veronica and Jonathan ready here for you. So take advantage of it, please. Let's give
I
them a
either
few
explained it very
minutes.
well.
Let's give them a few minutes. You guys did it in a record time, so we're good. So we have a few minutes for questions.
Yep, I think Jonathan, you also have the gateway there.
Yes, here. This is the gateway.
Yep, yep. So the gateway is the one that I was mentioning that if you have um, Fahrenheit panels that are all connected in network in the ring style, we'll use the gateway, the black one, and the pathway. The pathway is for one panel, remember, and you can use it in Firelight, Silent Night, everyone that has a contact ID or DACT card, but also you can use it in any other panel. It's a universal panel as long as the communicator it's of that panel it's installed.
We have some questions coming in, so let's start reading this. One of our customers, Viren, he's asking, the dashboard is just to relay the events from the panel sites? Not remedial actions can be done from the dashboard?
No. So um, the dashboard is just basically visualization. If you want to silence or acknowledge that, you cannot do it from the dashboard. It's just visualization. Does that clear your answer? Clear your question?
I think it does. We
Yeah.
have a next one.
Yeah.
Is this ready for the Jamaican market?
Um, we have been doing testings for the islands. Remember, as Honeywell, we do want to do things right, and getting the pathway or the gateway needs an homologation process. For the pathway, we haven't homologated yet in Jamaica, but we have been doing some testings with a partner there to understand if it's gonna work or not, because our gateway has an open SIM card. Our pathway has an open SIM card that reads two two signals. So whatever signals is the strongest, it will pick that signal. And the part that we are in the process of doing it is the homologation, like making it legal for our pathway to be there. But if you do have a client that's interested, or if you are interested, let's do it as a test, right? And on if we're all in the same page and the client understand that this is a test, that it still haven't been homologated in Jamaica, we can definitely proceed to do that. Just make sure that there's going to be some troubleshooting on our side, because it would be the first time for us to do it.
Understood.
But
We have more questions. Can you please repeat the panel requirement?
So the panel needs to have a contact ID. Let me see. I think if you go to Pathway Honeywell in your browser, you will see this one is the one that's for the US. You go on resources. I'm trying to show you what's the best for you to find it, because I know it's a lot of information and sometimes we do um, don't remember all of it. But if you go into the data sheet, it tells you the panel needs to have either contact ID communicator or a card that's called DACT card. That's that's either the protocol that allows the communication with the pathway, or a card that's a physical card that that allows you. So here, as you can see, this is the pathway data sheet. I think it's very small. Okay, this is the one for the US, and this is what you're gonna see here that has AT&T and Verizon, because it's specifically for the US, but our pathway that ends with dash LA for LATAM, it's an open SIM card, but we use the same data sheet. And here, these are the universal panel compatibilities. So you have to have the contact ID here, SCI and all these, or the DACT card. And if your panel doesn't have a DACT card, this is something that you can talk to the manufacturer of that panel and try to get the DACT card, because that will allow the communication.
Okay. How is the equipment coming up?
How is the
It is
equipment coming?
one or two pieces?
There's two pieces. It's both the pathway and the enclosure, or the gateway and the enclosure. So it is two pieces. We do recommend uh, including the enclosure is not required in most countries, because maybe they don't follow the NFPA, but we as a life safety um, workers, we do want to follow codes and regulations, and the NFPA does requires that we have the enclosure. So recommendation, always have the pathway with the enclosure, and the pathway has the antennas on it as well. So but that's comes included in the pathway.
Okay. Get ready. We have tons of questions.
Oh gosh. Good.
uh, yes. Can you go over the setup of the equipment for this to function and the availability for this in the CARICOM region? It uses internet to communicate, and where is the getaways region?
Can you repeat the
Yeah,
question?
of course.
There was a part. Yeah.
Yeah, he wants you to go over the setup of the equipment to see
Yeah.
the function and the availability for the Caribbean region. It
Okay.
says it is use internet to communicate, and where is the getaways region?
It does. So the pathway has both type of communications. We call the pathway um, that it has, you are bulletproofing with the pathway because it has two SIMs that connect. So this whatever signal is stronger in that. Thank you, Jonah, for showing it there. Yes. So whatever signal that is stronger, it will pick that signal. But also it has the cellular communication. Yeah, thank you. So if none of the SIM cards, or there's no internet connection, like no 5G, then it will pick the cellular connection. So you have three ways of getting that pathway connected, and one of those three is going to work. To install
I
the
think
pathway,
I think that will answer one of the questions here that is
correct.
also related to this. This says if I'm connected directly to the internet, will the system work?
Yes, yes. It does work, um, as long as you have those three, right? Like it picks. It's an open SIM card. So I think for the Caribbean, we have several providers. We have Tigo, we have Claro for the SIM card for the internet connection, and that's the part that we need to homologate in each Caribbean uh, island. So again, if you do plan to install these with your clients, bear in mind and please be the voice of us telling, hey, this would be the first time we doing it in an island, and it's going to be a test. It's going to be a demo, and we'll see how it works. Jonathan, I know we have installed these in Latam. We have it in Colombia. We have at least 140 of the pathway installed in Colombia, in Peru, in Chile, Mexico. For the islands, we haven't had that much tests for this product. And going back to how do we install the pathway? So here in the same CLSS, I go to the help button, which is here on the top that says help, and then click on CLSS tutorials. In CLSS tutorials, you have all the information that you need on how to connect or install. But if you write here the pathway, it gives you the pathway overview, and then it goes step by step. It is a very easy process to do. You have to, it's a Bluetooth connection from the pathway to your CLSS app in the phone. So here it is, installing the new pathway, and then it goes step by step on what is it that you need to do. I hope this helps. But yeah, so you are configuring, it's a very simple step to do it. But here you have all the information. Does that helps? Did I help you clear your question?
Well, they will answer for
Your
us here in the
question?
chat. I have
Yeah.
the same question for so many people here, and I will just summarize it in one. Please tell us which are the islands where the pathway is already ready to work on the
Homologated.
island. Yeah, homologated.
Yeah, we have it in Puerto Rico. We have it in Dominican Republic. Those are the main islands that are homologated. Um, in Latam, we do have it in Central America, but are not island. So the way Honeywell does it is they give priority to the biggest market. So Mexico was one of our biggest market, and that's how we're doing it, right? It depends on how big of a market there is, and then we're going on by priorities. But most of the biggest markets are done. We're now focusing on smaller countries and the islands. So hopefully it will be homologated um, and will it will be according to the law this year and starting 2025.
Okay. Uh, we have another question. There is an Ethernet port to connect to as well, or only using SIM cards?
Oh, yes, we have it.
Yep,
We have,
Jonathan is mentioned.
as Veronica mentioned before, we will have two different options to connect our pathway. Uh, those will be managed like primary and secondary. Um, our pathway have inside a eSIM. that automatically connects to the operator, cellular operator. It has dual SIM. It can work with different carriers on your country, and this is related to this antenna here. The other one is you have this port, this internet port, so you can add internet directly to the pathway. You can use DHCP or fixed IP to it, and you can have this like primary. So you will have two different internet connections to work with your pathway. I'm not sure if that answers the question, but yes, you will have both primary and secondary, like as a backup. You will have the eSIM antenna that is provided by the pathway, and the second one is the direct internet connection from your supplier.
Okay, that's great. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
showing, Jonathan. Okay, we have two customers, one from Jamaica and one from Barbados, that want to volunteer to test a demo of this in their islands. So the question will be, once the demo is purchased and installed, what is the process to test and activate the platform?
So, please talk. First step would be please talk to your sales representative that will connect with us, so we walk through the test with you. And there is a fee. So for these, both the gateway and the pathway, there's an annual fee. So see it as, instead of connecting the pathway to the telephone line, that it's usually, I know every island is going to be different, but a line, like a telephone line, usually costs about 15 or $20 and $40 a month. So the monthly, it's not monthly, it's yearly fee for the pathway or the gateway would be about equal. You will pay an annually fee, and once you install the pathway or the gateway, it will generate that invoice on the distributor website. And that's the way, like, if 1 year your client said, hey, I don't want the CLSS anymore, or they're not willing to pay for it, you just stop paying the fee for that and stop the service for of visualizing it remotely. But this is how it works. You have the hardware, you have to pay a yearly fee for either or, whatever you want, the pathway or the gateway, depending on the system that you have. And the installation is, the connection is done. After you follow, of course, all these steps that are here, that you need to add the serial number, you need to connect your phone to the Bluetooth, and then it connects themselves. And when it's connected, all the information should be in the cloud.
Understood. So please contact your Silmar sales rep to
Yeah.
start the trial, the demo with Honeywell Fire, and they will guide you through all the process to activate the system. Next question. Here Brent says, if there are many multiple panels on a site, the main panel is a Honeywell, but they are EST system installed and being monitored by modules. Will this work for those systems via the Honeywell panel?
Um, that's a great question. So there are multiple panels. I don't know if you can connect different brands
If they
in the
can
same
integrate?
network.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that's something that can happen, but definitely let's look at your case in detail. My understanding is you have different panels, same location, but they're not networked together. In that case, you will need a pathway for each panel because they're not in network.
Understood. Okay, I summarize all your questions, dear customers. Thank you for participating. If you have any other one, we still have a couple of minutes to be respectful of your time. It's almost 11 a.m. If you have any other question, this is the last chance. Yes, we have one last one. Is one pathway, let me read again. Is one pathway, is for the internet. Okay, he's asking, John is asking if we have to connect one pathway for the internet connectivity and other for the wireless connectivity.
No, no, it's the same pathway. It's one pathway that has everything. It's on that one hardware that Jonathan has right there, the red one. Yeah. So you do the connection of the internet, and then the SIM cards are embedded in that pathway.
Understood.
Yeah.
Can the pathway work with the Ethernet connection only without using the SIM?
Huh, that's a great question. Jonathan, is that something that we can program to
In a
tell the
sense,
pathway, hey?
the primary connection is the eSIM connection. So the internet LAN connection is the backup. So you need to have primary the SIM connected to work with the LAN. So the LAN connection is used as secondary in
Mm.
this kind of connection. So we can come back with that question, but in the beginning, the primary is the eSIM connection. So you need to have that one to have the second one working.
Okay,
But we
thank
come back
you.
to that offline with the customer. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Veronica, for this session today. We have more questions than I expected. I think that's great. So we can answer all your doubts about the system. If you have any other one after you receive our webinar with this session recorded, please just send it to your sales rep. They will send them to Honeywell Fire, Jonathan and Veronica, and they can still address them. Thank you so much for joining
Yeah.
us today. Thank you, Veronica.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Karen.
you,
And just one
Jonathan.
last thing.
Go
Yes,
ahead.
don't feel disencouraged if we haven't had an homologation in your country. If you have opportunity there, please reach out, let us know. We'll work with you. And let's get the ball rolling for those that wants to do a demo test. Um, please let's start working together and see what needs to happen in order to get that homologated and to see how it works in your island. So thank you very much to everyone. Thank you,
Thank you,
Karen.
everybody. I have a question here asking if this was recorded, and I say yes. You will receive it this afternoon. The whole session. You can share them with your coworkers. If this is a solution for a customer, if you can find an opportunity to convert it into a demo, a trial in your island. So use the information. I think it's very valuable and I appreciate our partners' time this morning. And that's it. See you next time. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.